My name is Richard Kanoff, K-A-N-O-F-F. I'm at the law firm of Burns & Levinson, and I represent Protect Sudbury as counsel. And the first thing I want to say is I stand with Protect Sudbury. Everything you've heard tonight is known to Eversource. They've been to these meetings in the past. They've been to meetings with Protect Sudbury. They've been to meetings as part of that with the Board of Selectmen, with members of the town. They've heard all the concerns that have been expressed tonight. I don't think you would know that from what they filed as a petition, but that's exactly what has happened over the past year. We expended, as a town, as a group, a lot of energy communicating with Eversource about what would be best for Sudbury, appreciating what might be best for them as well. We talked about environmental concerns, about environmental impacts on the right-of-way, about impacts on wetlands, about impacts on rare species, about impacts on vernal pools. You've heard some of that tonight. We've talked about impacts on drinking water, on historical areas. We talked about impacts from EMFs, from herbicides. We presented letters from elected officials about their concerns about the project. We've submitted materials from the Federal Fish and Wildlife Commission and many others. All of these talked about impacts of the project. We also expressed concerns about property values to Eversource and about impacts on tax revenues. Everything you heard tonight, they've heard in the past. We explained that there were viable alternatives to the line as proposed, with no effects on system reliability. The lights won't blink for a second. We know they won't. You know this as professionals, not for a minute. No matter what we said, no matter how united, no matter how deep our concern was for the town, no matter how passionate, Eversource would not budge. They proceeded to file the proposal that you have before you. The company made a choice to propose a ludicrous plan to put a transmission line in a non-utility corridor with a significant environmental, property, and community impact. I think if you look through some of the precedents that I know you will look through over time, you'll be hard-pressed to find a proposal that was recommended for a non-utility corridor as opposed to a utility corridor. Almost every project that you've looked at was in a utility corridor. It's rare, if not unique, to have a proposal such as this where other options exist. And I think that's an important point for you all to consider. In making its decision, Eversource bet that this town and Protect Sudbury would go away, would give up. They failed to understand that the town and its citizens would unite to fight this project. You've heard that tonight as well. They failed to see that this town would vote unanimously in opposition to this proposal at town meeting. They bet against the power of funding drives, selling t-shirts. Did you all buy one? Signs, social media, and political action. In short, Eversource underestimated the town, its commitment to the environment, to common sense, to its kids, and to its future. This is obvious. It was obvious tonight. It's obvious to me. It's obvious to you. And it's obvious to everyone here. The company made another bet, and this is more substantive. They bet that you, the siding board, would approve the proposal. After all, they're a big utility, and they're used to getting what they want. It bet it in this filing against your professionalism, against your judgment, and against your commitment to the public interest. And that's a bad bet too. It assumes that the siding board would accept outdated and unreliable analysis undertaken by ISO New England and the company. It assumes that the siding board won't evaluate the National Grid alternative in detail. it assumes that the siting board won't send its proposal back to the ISO for more evaluation. And it assumes that the siting board will accept the company's claim that a transmission line in a non-utility corridor is better than an upgrade of an existing utility right-of-way or better than an under-street option. We think you will agree that the company made a bad bet. We're confident, following your review, you will determine that Eversource picked the wrong location and the wrong solution, and that its proposal should be rejected. Thank you very much.